So I'm not lying. I'm comfortable in this kind of setup. My mind is at peace na there are things that I will never know until the end of my life, and I am okay. I've stumbled upon na atheist ang content. I just forgot. I think Flowers yung name ng host. But you can look it up. Maybe if you like atheist content sa TikTok, ilalabas yung mga Pinoy atheist na yun. But anyways, yung na-stumble upon ko is a debate between an atheist and a theist. And I think it was very it's a circus. It's always a circus if we try to attempt to do a debate dito sa Philippines, no. Right now I don't know any atheist na magaling magdebate na Pilipino. There are maybe a lot out there. I'm just not hindi lang talaga ako exposed sa community but yung nakita ko is it's a circus kasi I don't know, maybe because of the setting ng debates talaga. I don't think maganda na set up for me ang isang debate na setting. Kasi may mga may mga structure, like you have to do a rebuttal in under 2 minutes. You have to cross-examine for 2 minutes. Kasi one example why I think it's a bad experience, no. Kasi there was this instance during the debate in that TikTok video, si theist guy time na niya para mag-cross-examine sa atheist. 2 minutes yung binigay sa kanya. So yung mga tanong niya, he was asking questions. Wala bang saan tayo nanggaling? Galing ba tayo sa unggoy? Kung hindi galing sa Diyos, edi saan? And all those stuff, no, na tinanong niya, which is tinagot naman ng atheist. Kaso when the atheist tries to explain his or her answers, kinakat off niya intentionally. And that's maybe because of the setup. He only has 2 minutes to run his questions. And time niya yun. Hindi time ng atheist para mag-explain. Time niya yun para magtanong. So, anong nangyari? It looks like the atheist is just throwing nonsense kasi he has to actually explain the things that he answered. For example, saan tayo nanggaling? Paano mo yun sasagutin? These are very hard topics. These can't be answered easily by sa Diyos tayo nanggaling. Obviously, pag nasa theistic side ka, madali lang talaga namang sagutin yung mga tanong na yun, especially if it connects to the people around you. We were brought up, we were taught with the simple answers to life's hardest questions. Saan tayo nanggaling? Obviously sa Diyos. There are no other explanations. It's an easy thing to digest. And that is the advantage of a theist when throwing questions like that in a setup of a debate. Saan tayo nanggaling? Sa Diyos, obviously. And it's a fast-paced na kind of debate. So, ano yung impression ng tao sa isang atheist that would explain about Big Bang, that would explain about evolution? It would just sound so complicated that people will be disinterested. So, I don't really like debates. I only like debates if they are Of course, I want the atheist to win, no? Kasi obviously, I am on the atheist side. May bias ako. I just don't like the debate to happen here in the Philippines. Kasi hindi pa talaga marunong yung mga debaters natin na atheist. One problem I can think of right now is they have the tendency to burden themselves with answers. You don't have to pretend that you know the answer to a lot of things. Remember, we are just atheists. I am just an atheist na naging atheist lang through reading the Bible, through observations, through observing various kinds of religions, through using reason, no? Na hey, if I was brought up in Saudi Arabia, I would most likely be a Muslim and I would most likely be a strong believer of Islam. And I won't ever believe in any kind of religion, then what does that tell me as a person na yung basis lang pala ng belief ko is kung saan ako naipanganak? 'Di ba? Ang main na basis kung ano yung religion ko is kung sino yung parents ko. Hindi through observations, hindi through scientific research, but something that was inherited to me. What does that say? So I am weighing that out. I do not know the answer to that to other people. Ano yung sagot ng iba, but I became an atheist through these simple observations and through simple reasoning, no? Hindi ito through scientific facts. The whole time, eto kasi ito yung dapat na i-instill mo sa kalaban mo na theist. You became an atheist not because you found new information na challenge yung information na binigay sa'yo. No, we didn't gain any new information. What actually happened is you learn to unlearn the things that you were taught. You started unlearning the things. You figured out na mali pala yung idea mo about evolution, na pahiya ka sa kausap mo na eto pala talaga ang fundamentals ng evolution, hindi pala tayo galing sa unggoy, na pahiya ako. So, you unlearn that. One information at a time. Unlearning information at a time. You unlearned about gender roles. Akala mo may role ang lalaki, akala mo may role ang babae na dapat nating i-follow. Hindi pala. It was just a societal na decision na we as a society created a role for men and women. Diba? So in a lot of things, no, na we learned to unlearn. Yun yung dapat na i-inject mo sa kalaban mo na theist. It's not, hey, I learned about evolution and it defeats your creation story, I win. Hindi ganun. Prior to that, prior to everything na you learned now, you were a theist, and you suddenly realize that it's all bullshit. You suddenly face your fear na, ay, sige, itest ko nga tong theory ko sa head ko. What if I say, fuck you, God? Will I get, matatamaan ba ako ng kidlat? I tested that and tested that many times. Can I do bad things? And will those bad things? It's a terrible kind of way to do tests, no? Kasi baka ma-harm mo yung sarili mo. Like, what if you do bad things and it's really horrible and mapapahama ka, mapupunta ka pa sa or what if you do bad things and then there's nagawa instead of a bad na reaction from your action, na-rewardan ka pa. That could happen, and it's a terrible test. But you as a person has limited ways to do things. Hindi ka naman scientist na maraming maiisip sa sarili mo paano ba i-test tong belief mo. So, yun. It's you unlearning, facing the fear of not believing anymore, and realizing na what you believe to be true is hindi pala fundamentally solid. Meron palang cracks sa foundation niya, and it's enough for you to not believe. Hindi evolution, hindi the Big Bang Theory, and that should be our mindset, no? When you have in a debate, there's no shame in saying I don't know, because we literally don't know the answers to the alternative. If they say na, if they challenge you na so saan tayo nanggaling? Ito yung sinabi ng ng debater. I remember his name now. It's Totoy Bibo. Ganito yung pagkasabi niya. So saan tayo nanggaling? Wala kang maisagot kasi hindi mo alam. And it's like a tone that he is shaming the person that doesn't know where things come from. Why are you shaming a person who doesn't know a thing about deep questions like these? Our great thinkers don't know. You can ask a physicist out there. They don't fucking know. And you are asking a Filipino person, the Philippines na isa sa pinakapuro yung education level, you are challenging that kind of question. Of course, they don't know. And I'm just being honest to say I don't know. What's happening here is you are pretending to know. You're saying that it's God, And you can provide data for that claim. That's a bad thing to do. And we are honest enough to say na we fucking don't know. And I'm sorry. Saan tayo nanggaling? I don't fucking know. It could be a simulation. It could be a God. Is it your God? Are we in a dream loop somewhere that there's like a machine somewhere that's operating to keep us all asleep? Is this the reality? As far as I know, I am feeling things, so it is real. I think, therefore I am. Diba? So, do not be ashamed. You as an atheist, do not be ashamed to say, I don't know, because they know. They should be ashamed of saying things that they know, but they don't have data. They should be the people who should be ashamed. Not you, who doesn't know anything, and you're just being honest to say, I don't know. We know about evolution, how it works, and what its scope is. We know that much na hindi siya galing sa unggoy, na we're just evolving, na that's why there are variations of species. We are seeing evidences of evolution, and the theory of evolution is the theory that explains that phenomena, the phenomena of species evolving, and the phenomena of speciation. That's how much we know. The technicalities we don't. So you don't have to be intimidated with people pushing you to answer stuff because you're not an expert. You can just refer them to experts, and that's the reason why I want to see debates between scientists and creationists, kasi I know they know enough to come into a debate and hindi lang magpapataasan ng ihi. That is, kung magaling talaga yung theist and will follow the requirements of a debate, na mag-show ng evidence, and then dapat yung mga arguments hindi fallacious, hindi logically fallacious, or hindi mang i-intimidate o hindi mang a-attack in person. And the whole na ang purpose or ang goal why he joins a debate is not to win but to get answer. 'Di ba? That's the tendency talaga. We can't help it. We are humans. We have we are prone to these kinds of emotions and biases na you want to defeat your enemies. But we need to remember that debates are supposed to be a platform where you can learn stuff, no, from both sides, and you can then weigh things out. Okay. So please, if you are into debates, atheist, take it, not take it from me. I'm not a debater, so just have that in mind, no? You can say I don't know to stuff you really don't know, and there's no shame in it, kasi we don't know, and that's a very good trait to have. That's being honest. Don't pretend to know. Don't get into this trap wherein you will throw technical words to sound intimidating para lang mapamukha mo sa kalaban mo na may alam ka. You can say you don't know. You're not an expert. You can say na ito lang yung level ng knowledge mo about that topic. And then you can always drive back the topic. To remind everyone of the context of why you are an atheist. You heard their claims. You tried to search for the evidence of those claims. You weren't successful. So ask them. That's the time for you to examine them. It's not the time for them to examine you. In a way, pwede. Kasi pwede ka nilang imbestigahan. Why are you not... Ano yung mga nakita mo sa amin na cracks sa fundamentals namin na a problem to you, and we can talk about it. Okay, pwede. Pero them asking you about evolution and where things come from, you didn't claim that. You didn't suddenly claim na I know where things come from now. It doesn't come from God but something else. We didn't say that. We just said na this kind of answer is not satisfiable, So I'm looking for something else, and until now wala pa akong nahanap, and I'm okay. I could die not knowing, and I'm okay. So long as I'm not lying to myself. So long as I'm not lying na okay, may God pala. Kasi natatakot ka lang pala sa konsepto ng hell. So you're betting that there could be a God. So I'm not lying. I'm comfortable in this kind of setup. My mind is at peace na there are things that I will never know until the end of my life, and I am okay. I am at peace with that kind of life. Obviously I'm not perfect, no. I have other problems, but in that context, I am at peace. So don't pretend, no, to know now when in fact you really don't. Refer them to experts. Remind them that, hey, just because I'm an atheist doesn't mean na I know answers to deep questions. Especially when the question is about where things come from, how did life came to be. Kasi we already know that they have the answer, and that's not enough. Giving out an answer that God created us through whatever magic that God has is not enough. Answers are not enough. Not enough. Kasi we have answers sa myths eh. Saan galing yung pinya? E di yung story about ikaw dyan, may sagot ka ba saan galing ang pinya? Wala. So tama ba yung yung alamat ng pinya? Di ba? So that's what's happening. Just because I have the answer doesn't mean I have the authority here. No.